I began blogging in January 2009 as a way to process the breakup of my marriage. These days, I'm a sole parent to 2 boys. I'm a blogger, I'm a writer, thinker, and a chronic furniture rearranger. My blog keeps me sane, more or less. If that fails, there's always chocolate and champagne.
Hi, my name is Dorothy and I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, a survivor of mental illness, and a survivor of sole parenting. I am also a storyteller. My blog, Singular Insanity, is my story. And if I were to really distill what that story is about, I would say that it's a story of survival. I started to blog because I needed to be heard. I needed to tell my story, all of my stories. By telling my stories to an anonymous internet, I found connection, support, and advice. I told an anonymous internet the stories I was too ashamed to tell the people I knew in real life. In fact, at one point, I used my blog, or at least a post from my blog, to tell the real people in my life about those shameful things, because I could not face them personally. It is very hard to tell your friends that your husband has left you. It is very hard to tell your friends that your husband is cheating on you. It is very hard to explain to your friends that throughout your entire relationship, he lied, deceived, and emotionally manipulated you to the point that you believed the world would be better off without you. It is extremely hard to tell your friends that your house was raided by the federal police because of something your husband had been doing on the internet. It is nearly impossible to tell anyone that your husband is in jail. Yet I did. I told an anonymous internet. And that gave me courage to tell my friends. And so my blogging story became one of healing. Healing from abuse, healing from mental illness, healing from the trauma of living alone with 2 small children. By telling my story to an initially anonymous internet, I found the support I needed to deal with what was happening in my life. Somehow it also normalized what was happening in my life because I found others with similar stories. Telling my stories gave me courage to accept and process the things that were happening. Telling my stories allowed me to express how I felt. Finding just the right word for an emotion I was experiencing, writing it down and releasing it to an anonymous internet was, and still is, very, very cathartic. However, the healing I have experienced and that I'm still experiencing isn't just due to the therapeutic value of writing and connecting, although that is a huge part of it. The other aspect of healing, one that helped me to regain my self-esteem and self-confidence, was taking on this frivolous blogging thing and becoming part of a new industry, part of a new media, part of a new world. The interconnected community, the interconnected and interdependent world that we are finally recognizing and experiencing is something I am extremely proud to be part of. I am seeing the huge opportunities and the value that blogging can bring to individuals. To me, being heard is very, very important. When people ask me what I do these days, I tell them that I'm a blogger and a writer. Some have no idea what I'm talking about, but more and more people do. I have learned a whole heap about blogging and connection in the past year. I don't necessarily apply everything I've learned to my blog, but that is a choice that I make quite deliberately. I do recognize, however, that the knowledge and skills I have gained are valuable. I have spent a lot of time and effort learning and playing and connecting. I am proud that I have followed my bliss. I feel good about being able to learn new tricks and enter a whole new industry at the ripe old age of 43. I feel more confident, about learning more stuff, about starting from scratch. I now like the idea of venturing into uncharted waters and trying new things. If you told me a year ago, when I attended this conference, that I would be paid to write, that I would be making videos of myself and posting them on the internet, or that I would be speaking to you here today, I probably would have had a panic attack. I would have definitely laughed at you. I am far, far from truly healed. I don't know that I ever will be. Every day is a story of survival. Sometimes I share those stories, sometimes I don't. But every bit of writing that I release to the anonymous internet brings with it another bit of healing. And that's why I keep blogging, and that's my story.